up, y'all? I'm Mary Sarah, and you're watching Sing Sew Repeat. As promised, this week we are going over the denim set that has been weeks in the making. So I'm going to talk about the True Bias Quinn and Butterick 6137. So let's get into it. All right, you guys, I'm so excited to get into this denim set that has been weeks in the making. The vision has been there, but now it is realized and we can finally talk about it. First, however, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about measurements because, as you know, I am new to sewing clothes for myself, but we're going to spend a little bit of time on measurements because, spoiler alert, I had my measurements wrong. So last video, I did the Yours Truly tank by Pattern Emporium, and I love that tank. However, I made the size 12 and it was too big. Too big across the shoulders up here, too big down in here. But when I compared my measurements to their body measurements guide in their pattern, I should have been sewing the size 12. So I'm thinking now, okay, I don't have my measurements right because in here it was way too big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about my measurements according to that pattern and how I came to the conclusion that my measurements are wrong for my upper bust. So what I initially thought for my upper bust measurement was a size 36 and a quarter. Now my bust is a 36. My waist is now a 30 because I am losing weight. So it's now a 30. It was a 30.5, and my hips are a 40, and those were a 40.5 now. So 36, 30, 40. When I looked at their pattern, my 36 and a quarter landed at the top of the size 12. And then my bust was a 36 right in the middle of the size 12 there. And then my hip seat, 40 and a half was right in the middle of that guide as well. So I sewed up the size 12. Now I've done size 12 bottoms from them and I was completely fine. So I'm thinking my bottom area is a size 12 and my shoulder upper bust is not. And I spent a lot of time on the Pattern Emporium Facebook page. This is where I've learned, and I'm starting to understand when Melanie, the lady who helps with all of the fitting, she talks about measuring with a firm hand, because a lot of gals are in there like, this turned up too big, and they're like, what's your upper bust measurement? And she's like, you have to measure with a firm hand. Well, the way I was measuring was I was putting the tape around me and like relaxing the tape and barely letting it hit. So like that, I'm 36 and a quarter. But when she says firm hand, and I'm someone who overthinks literally everything. So I'm thinking firm hand, like how firm? What are we talking about here? Because I could make my bust go anywhere from, a 34, up to the 36 and a quarter, super relaxed. So I'm kind of splitting the difference here. When I measured it again, I pulled it across and I'm trying to do it firm, but not too firm. And it's right around 34 and a half, 34 and 3/4. So that's my new upper bust measurement. All right, let's talk about the Quinn. I did this one first. I have a lot of footage that I took for along this journey. I did a toile, go me. And so I did talk a little bit about that, which I realized when I did the toile, I didn't actually there was an adjustment under here that I was like, it's a little too big under here. I didn't actually make it on the pattern. I don't know why I'm afraid to make adjustments sometimes, but I didn't end up doing that one and I still had to pinch it in. You'll see. But I did make an adjustment at the waistline. I shortened it. Again, we're going to go through all of that. What I'm going to talk about is why I sewed up the size 10 that I sewed up. So back before when I was doing all this research, when I thought my upper bust was 36 and a quarter, their upper bust for 36 and a quarter would be a size 12. So that's what I was looking at. The bust, my 36 was at a size 8. Waist was a 30 and a half, probably a 30, close to a 31 at that point. And that was between the 8 and the 10. And then my hip, 41 was a 12. So I was anywhere from, a 12, an 8, a 10, and a 12. I think doing the size 10 would be my best bet. So that's what I did. And the only thing I adjusted was I shortened it. Again, you'll see, but I'll show you on the pattern. So the waistline is right here. This is the side front, so that goes right here. And I am very short-waisted, I'm noticing. So my waist is about here, and that's about like a good inch above my belly button. So I don't always like to wear my clothes up there, but if it's something like this, it visually looked better when I brought it up. So that was the adjustment I made. I just pinched out. It's about 1.5 inches that I pinched out, and then I cut it like this. So I'll throw to that now, and you can see some of that process. And this is my toile or my mock-up. I decided to do one. Normally I don't, and this is what I've come up with. So I've tried it on, and I'm 5'4", and it's made for 5'5" height. So I've decided to pinch in a little bit and shorten it overall, just because I think I like this better. Now, it's made for a C cup. I am not by any means a C cup, even though Victoria's Secret likes to think that I am. But what I've noticed is that I could pinch this in, and that helped this right here. Did I pinch this side in yet? No. So you can see there's excess fabric. I'm so sorry. This is like horrible conditions. Okay. Pinch it in up here. That's almost 2 inches. And then just kind of grade out to the waist part. I think that helps a lot. And I don't know, I'm not really sure what to do about this. I'm in my strapless bra because I thought it would cut in more, but it really doesn't. So I could wear my normal bra with this, which I think I'll go put on. Okay, I'm in my normal bra. So I can't see anything. And I think this helps just like draw it up a little bit. I still feel like this is a scotch on the larger side, but you know, I don't know. I don't think it looks that bad. This is where I'm at with it. Hi, you guys. I am on step 13 and I've got it pinned. I'm going to talk through some adjustments I'm now going to make, even though I made a toile. I didn't complete the whole thing, so I can see where I think I need to adjust a little bit here and there. So I've got it pinned on, and I'm thinking I'm gonna take off just a little bit up here. I've got this pinned here, and when I did pin it at the 1/2 inch seam allowance, there's still some that needs to be taken out. So I'm gonna do that, and then just keep the rest at the 1/2 inch seam allowance. I am gonna pinch out a little bit from this seam here. And I actually think I noticed that on the mock-up too, but not really knowing how to adjust that, I figured I could just do some adjustments since there's all these seams, all the, you know, the princess seams and stuff. But I think this side is fine. So I'm gonna leave that. All right, and then now it is made for a C cup, and I'm not a C cup, so I went ahead and just did it. This was before I knew that the upper bust and the bust measurement there's all those measurements of if it's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. Okay, this is before I knew that. But when I tried on the mock-up, it seemed fine. And now though, I feel like there's a little bit extra here, just taking a little bit away from the look. My thought, and of course I've already edge stitched all of this. So my thought is I'm going to take out the edge stitching, turn it on inside out, and then just try to pinch out some of this and just kind of shape that a little bit better. I don't want to like lift it up in the front because I just think that's going to mess things up. And I'm no expert when it comes to fitting. So, and making adjustments. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm back. All right. I've made the adjustments. And what actually happened up here was when I put the facing on, or when I interfaced the facing, it shortened it, I think, which kind of helped me out. So I ended up trimming off this much on this side to line it up with the back and the facing right here. So that lined up, I had to trim off this much off either side. So it worked out. Oops, my girls are waking up. Okay, now this is how it turned out. So I'm not this curvy on this side, or on either side, but I'm not this curvy. And this is how the seam ended up. So I went in over here and just kind of eased out from from around like here, I think, and just kind of made the seam allowance smaller. So it's probably a 1/4 of an inch at the end. And I think that just helps. I'll press that, but I don't like how it just kind of comes right back in and like grabs in. I don't want that. I don't want that to come in. I would rather it be like that, just be a little bit looser. So, and then I pulled this in a little bit too. I've got the binding in on the neck. I think I'm gonna go in after, like I said. Then I'm gonna do the arms right now and I'll check back in. As you can see from the video, I chose view B. I forgot to mention that, but that was the long line vest. So I did all the adjustments. I forgot to show you when I said I was coming back. I forgot to film this part where I adjusted the bust, but I'm gonna have pictures and video to show you so you can see how well it ended up fitting right around here. I did a lot of tweaking on this one. Now, I wore it, and I will show you a picture of how I wore it. I wore it with like these wide leg pants that I got thrifting a few weeks ago. There's some little things about this vest that I don't love. When I did the 12, you remember I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if my bra strap's gonna show, but like it's sitting okay now. Well, what I didn't realize in the moment was I'm finishing the armhole with bias tape, which is going to fold it in like a 1/2 inch. So I don't really love how far it cuts in, mostly because I'm going to be wearing this. If I wear it on the weekend, that's fine, or casual times or whatever, but I'm mostly wearing things to work and to church. And there's just like I don't like things to cut in. It's just a personal preference. It's not even like a modesty thing. It's just something about, I don't even really like to wear sleeveless stuff, but I'm liking sleeveless more and more, but there's certain parts of my arm that I'm like, I don't want to feel like I have to put something on over it. So, or wear something underneath it, because there's just like a, personal preference of how you like to dress. So I wore it with a shirt underneath it. So I think next time I would extend out a little bit, because I would want it to come out just a little bit more, so I wouldn't feel like I would need to put something on, or wear something underneath. So here's what I did. Big reveal, if you can tell already. I did mention this in the video, but I chopped it off. And I just did this last night, because when I wore it, I didn't like visually how it chopped me in half. You know, the whole rule of thirds, like you're either doing a 1/3 and then 2/3 or whatever. So I'm for sure going to get a lot more wear out of it this short. And I'll show you that with the pants as well. Now, onto the pants. I did Butterick 6137. I did these before in a silky types fabric. I feel like I've talked about them a ton. I don't wear them. I'm not going to. I've just decided, because the adjustments that I made to this, I know why I don't really like those either. So I sewed them up, well, in size 14 again. This lightweight denim is not one of the fabric choices. Challis, double knit. I don't know what this Faille is. Don't know what that is. But the lightweight denim I got from Hobby Lobby is not on the list. However, I think they work out great. I think I said I was going to do side seam pockets. I did them, and then I didn't like the way they looked, because these do fit very quick. They're very fitted across here. I had the side seam pockets put in. I decided I did not like them because I didn't do them in this fabric. I did it in like a navy lining fabric, and because it fits very tight across the hips, I just did not think it looked right. So I took them out. I cut patch pockets out and put them on. Now, I think that's where the video picks up here. So I'm going to insert that here and talk to you a little bit about where I was in the process when I first sewed them together. All right, here's where I'm at. I've got the, excuse me, this is the Butterick pattern. I think overall, where I want it to sit is down here. I did not learn this lesson from the last time I made it. So the crotch is too low. So I'm gonna take the waistband off. I'm gonna drop it down, just gonna chop it off. As you can see, I decided against, I already had the side pockets in, and then I changed my mind. So I took them out, made patch pockets, but really just don't like that. Excuse me. Come on over here, please. Come over here. Thank you, honey. Really just didn't like the way this looked. And I think what I don't like, as you can see over here, I think I want to, shorten the vest. I don't like the proportions. I even wore it the other day and I didn't like it. I don't really like these pants. I don't know why I keep insisting on making them. And probably because I'm making it in the wrong fabric. I don't think these are meant to be like this. I'm also going to go ahead and tighten up the back. I've got that pinned because that's not looking very neat and tidy. So I may slim down the leg on this, on the side. Although I think if I shorten it, let me shorten it on this side so you can see. I think if I shorten it, I like these pants a little bit better. I almost wish they were like a little flared a little bit more. I don't know. This is not the vision I had, so I don't want to just accept where I'm at. I want to kind of keep tweaking to get what I had in mind. So just, yeah, I don't love what's happening here. And you know my pants journey, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it up like an inch. I think that'll help.
Well, I need to find my
I'm gonna take the waistband off, put it back on, cut it off, put it back on, and see what I can do. What I did do is I did a little bit more work than I thought I was going to. I thought it was just gonna slash right through the pockets. I took the patch pockets off. I was a good girl and I did it properly. What I did was I cut 1 inch off the front and the back. And then I put the waistband, put the pockets back on, put the waistband back on. Now, it fit a ton better. But what I think I could do next time, and I am going to cut the pattern accordingly, or at least adjust the pattern accordingly, is instead of cutting 1 inch off the back, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch because I think my rise needs to be a little bit higher in the back because it kind of feels like as I wear them, it like sinks down a little bit. And then for the front, I'm going to cut off 1.5 inches because I think the front rise is still too long. I would love it to sit down just a little bit, but because if I try to push it down a little bit, there's all that extra fabric. So that's lesson learned. I do want to make these again. I mean, now that I know you can make it into challis, that's going to be really pretty. So I would like to make it in something like that, even a double knit. I've got some really pretty kind of double knit, like almost like a scuba fabric that I got from Joann's that would be really pretty in these. Now, the only issue that I made was on the length, and it's because I pinned where I wanted the hem before I cut the waist off by 1 inch. So they are like a smidge too short for my liking. Do you notice it? No, they're a little bit more like, you know, not ankle, but like not capri either, somewhere in the between there. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't want to take the time to take the hem out. I really don't. So, but those are those. I'm really loving this pattern now that I know what adjustments to make. Overall, I love it. I love it together. I'm so glad I shortened the vest because I knew once I decided on the patch pockets and then I tried on the long vest, I'm like, oh no. And then, but even still wearing it with other things, I tried to wear it with a couple different things and I'm like, I just don't like the length of it. This length, I'm definitely going to get a lot more wear out of. And I liked it a lot better together. I just think it was like, it wasn't as heavy. It felt like it was just felt lighter. So that's my denim set. Finally. I'm so excited to share that with you and clear up all the measurement stuff. All right, that's it for me this week. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love to chat with you in the comments, so please share your thoughts down there, and I will see you in the next video.